I'm in the US.
Ah, uh, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Character Room. Some people are in the United States
I'm
of
in school
Shimodu.
now. I am in school. I did school.
You are in school. This early? You left early?
No, I've been here since yesterday.
Is it Thursday and Friday that you have classes?
Yes, so Thursday and Friday.
Epele.
No
People
problem.
are in school. Oh, come and see. Tunde
Yeah.
Lajuku. Well done. Oh. People are greeting you.
Augustina, back to sender. Only back to sender. Who else is greeting me? The philosopher. Yes, so no breakfast today. But there's so many grass around there. So I can eat leaf. I'll just be a vegetarian for this morning. Plenty leaves and trees here. I'll look for one that is medicinal and just chop.
God, you will not change. You will not change. Anyway, welcome everyone, and thank you for being part of today's session. We have just 30 minutes to go through, summarize the week, and then we'll leave the floor for book review. Like I mentioned to us, that book is very, very, I don't know, I've not read the book properly, but then the audio has been a thing that I enjoyed so much, so much, just listening and jotting down some things. And I told my students about that, their project. So this morning when I woke up around 1, I had to send it to them and then give them instruction on what they are going to do. Because if you leave them, they're just going to listen to the first page, maybe 1 hour, since it's 4 hours. So I told them they had to listen to everything, and then it's going to be part of their CA. Because I just really want them to just hear my small role talk about character in leadership. They would think, oh, they're not yet leaders, they still have time. No, but leadership starts now, and I'm grateful I could share it with them. After the CA, I'll share the book with them, but I wanted them to listen to the audio, the 4 hours audio, just so super packed. So I hope we are reading. I hope we are listening to the audio, whichever one you are doing. May we keep learning and growing. Amen. All right. So today our topic is living a life that you will not regret. And I'll just have to ask one question. We don't have all the time. One question that I will have to ask everyone. Now, thinking about your life now and everything that has happened, the good ones, the ugly ones, and the bad ones, the ones that you wish they never happened, or the ones that you wish, okay, this happened, but I didn't plan for it. Is there something that if life calls you out now, you will regret? Or is this something that you're currently regretting, but you are making amends? Anything. It doesn't have to be around character. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be a good thing, but you didn't exploit it on time. I'll start with an example. If there's anything I regret, but I'm working around it now, is asking people for help. Over the years, I do things all by myself. I feel that people can't like do things the way I do them. People can't help me, even no matter what it is. I just want to do it alone. I want the perfection, the excellence, the dots, and I get overwhelmed and like tired. Things need to be very perfect and wow. But now I've started learning how to ask people for help. The worst that will happen is they will tell me no, but I know I would have achieved more or gone further than where I am if I had asked for help, learned how to ask for help. So I'm grateful I'm learning that, to actually ask people to help me and not minding whether they are going to say yes or they are going to say no. So that's one thing that I'm learning to do. I'm grateful that I had to learn it even in the hard way. All right, so that's one of my regrets, but I'm doing it now. I'm grateful that I'm learning. Not easy, still not there, but it's better. Tunde Nachu, go ahead.
Flora, I don't know whether you are a good person or you are nice, but you are shy just you. You you have this way of throwing questions that takes me into decades and decades and decades ago. Growing up, I had an advantage that became a disadvantage. What was the advantage? From primary school through secondary school, through college of education, through the universities, I was always on top of my class. And it became a disadvantage because I was very self-sufficient. My mother didn't have everything, but she raised me to be content with whatever I have. Okay, like I'm here. As a matter of fact, it was as if I should just ask my wife, can I stay a month in this place? And sincerely, I'll be fine. Once I'm able to talk to the children and I'm able to talk to them in the office, because it's just something that it's almost like I'm not sure I've had a day like today in my life because there's so much green around there. That's how independent I could be. So because I was so brilliant and I was simultaneously brilliantly stupid, my coin for decades had just one side. It was just the way I see life. You don't see it the way I want, the way I see it, and there was nobody I couldn't give a piece of my mind. I'll say it as it is. You're angry, and so what? And I left school, and because I did well, and you know that in this part of the world, once you know book, it's as if you think that is all there is to life. I left school, I served, and unfortunately for me, I decided that I wasn't going to work in an office because I felt if I had picked up a job, a paid job, and the 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 hierarchical structure in the office would have tamed me. Because once I realized that I have people and they knock me query, perhaps that would have made my head to be straight. But unfortunately, I also now had my business. So I continued with my self-contained, individualized, personalized stupidity. And it continues like that. And it dovetailed into not really, even though I am a very warm person. Funny enough, I remember years back, there was a guy, yeah, he's my friend. I always saw him in church. I tried to greet him and I felt he wasn't answering. One day I walked up to him. If you see this man, he's like times four of me. Oh. I walked up to him. I said, what is wrong with you? One will be greeting you, you won't answer. "Ah, what are you feeling like? The man looked at me and apologized profusely. Yeah, and he said, I'm sorry, my brother. I didn't know. And now he's my friend. When I look back retrospectively, and I was like, how can I do those things? I mean, that is the way I am. There's no man born of a woman that I can't walk to you and tell you what's in my mind. They never born the person. And boldness, yes, you will call it, but it was a bold course because it was almost like I was on my own. In fact, I pity my wife. If she's there, I need to apologize to her because in those days earlier in the marriage, now me, I was always the judge over my own case, you know, and it affected me. It affected me so much in life that that but Yeah, 4 years in the journey of a new life now, where I have gone back to correct everything that was wrong. Instead of regrets, for me, there is nothing like it ought to have been better. And so what? And now, I narrowly missed the first class. I had a 4.44. So I should have done this. Only God knows the number of master's form that I collected. And there was one 5, 6 years ago in Unilag. I had paid all their fees. And something happened and I walked away. And I'm warning all these lecturer here that they should not cross my path, or else I'll just walk away and leave their certificate for them. Nobody can. That is the kind of a person that I am. And I'm just begging myself and I'm pleading to myself and I'm just trying to contain myself because only God understands how I take my decision. It doesn't matter. It's an advantage and it's also a disadvantage. If I get to 9.8 and I realize I'm wrong, I will go back and go and start again. And so what? I'm just grateful to God now that I'm virtually. I saw some students there. All of them now made me feel that I'm a very old man. Students are collecting things from me. I had to tell them to leave. I don't know them from Edamo. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good evening, sir. I am like, we are colleagues here. One, he collected something from me and he wanted to collect the second. I said, bro, no. You are a student, I'm a student. There is no daddy in this place. One was working, I tried to help him. Later he saw me and said, thank you, daddy. I wanted to tell him, I'm not daddy, I'm Tunde. Or you can put Mr. there. But instead of regret for me, I'm grateful for this new life because it's a new life indeed. I'm grateful that I am able to correct virtually almost everything. And as I discover that there are some that have not done well, now anywhere I am now, people want to relate with me. When people look at me now, they say you are a good person. I say, really? I wish you really knew me. So even though Flora may say I'm a bad person, but I'm a good person. My wife says I'm a good person, and most people around says I'm a good person. I'm almost like the former Tunde died and another one evolved, and life is just good. Life is just interesting now. So it's interesting to live again. Even though when I catch on you, I'm going to show up Pepe. Let me stop here.
So
Mr. Tunde, whose report do we believe? Your wife or the people around you? Whose report?
The report of the Lord. Believe the report of the Lord. You can't even believe the report of my wife. What is your business with my wife? Go and sit down somewhere.
God will help you. Amen.
Who will help you? Is it the devil?
No, I say God will help you. Just say amen.
Who will help you?
Who will help you? Go ahead. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Who will help you?
I cannot fight today. I refuse to fight today. I refuse.
Good morning.
Monday. Friday. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Character Champion. So one thing I've learned is I know I didn't do much before was the art of gratitude and expressing it as much as possible. So one thing I learned presently is being grateful. I grew up in an environment where asking for help seems like a weakness. So when you ask for help, they look at you, oh, you're supposed to do this thing, you're supposed to know how to do this thing, so there is no need not being able to do it. And because of that, whenever someone does something I know I should be able to do for myself, instead of being grateful for that help, I feel less of myself. Oh, it's because I could not do this. That is why this person is helping me. And because I'm seeing it from that point of view, I'm not being grateful to that person for helping me out. So one thing I've learned is being grateful. Another thing I've also learned is the power of vulnerability, being vulnerable. Vulnerability is never a weakness, and that is something I've come to learn, that asking people for help or being open to people, it doesn't make you any less of the person you are. It only makes you the human you are. It only helps you to, in fact, see things from other people's point of view and perspective. So I've learned the art of being thankful. Sometimes I might be thankful, but I'm not expressing it. And the people helping me might be wondering, does this person really appreciate what I've done for him and all that? Because I'm not expressing it. My facial expression, I'm saying something with my mouth, and my facial expression is saying another thing. I can't take compliment before. If you compliment me, I'm just like, okay. But these things I've come to learn over time to say, yes, you can ask for help, you can be vulnerable, and when you can ask for help and be vulnerable, you appreciate the effort people are making. You are being grateful. You are not just thinking about yourself. You are just thinking about the help the other person has offered to you, and with that you are more open to being grateful, expressing it, that they will understand to say, oh yeah, this person is truly grateful for this help being offered. So these are the things I now wasn't doing before, but I'm learning it and putting them into practice to say, oh, thank you, I'm grateful for doing this.
Thank you for sharing. Um, gratitude, something that we need to all learn to do, because when you thank people for the ones they did, they want to do more. Okay, so today we are talking about regrets. How do you live a life that you will not regret? But I don't want us to take it to a different, like taking it to, you know, maybe of bad things. I wanted us to talk about things that we wish we would have done better. Maybe it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a bad life or something that you are not comfortable sharing. What is that thing that you could do better? It's not maybe regretting why I didn't start it on time, maybe a relationship that you didn't follow through, maybe someone that meant so much to you, but your behavior or your character made that person slip away. Something that you are regretting, but you're finding a way to work around it. What would it be? Why we are sharing openly is the more you share, the more you are committing to getting things done better, to improving on it. We are humans, so we make mistakes, but then we are also like being accountable to ourselves to say, this has happened. I don't want it to happen again. I'm thinking about doing things better. Because it's only when you are when you are dead that you will not have opportunity to change things. But once you are alive, you can always make an amend. All right, Rabbi, you go ahead. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome.
Basically, what I personally regretting now, which I believe I'm already trying to make an amendment, is concerning my master's program. When I started, I believe there should be at least a gap between me and some of my lecturers, which I didn't give them a lot of pressure concerning my results and the likes. Now, when you get to a stage, at least when you started a program, there will be some period you want to see the success and the joy of that program. I detected that the result was supposed to be out at the earlier stage, but it had delayed for a year plus. And what gave the sadness aspect of it was there was an advert for a lecturing job, and the most painful aspect of it was I could not lay my hands on my certificate of my master's, which I have someone who met me on that program who were able to get his own master's certificate because he knows some people in position. And when I get to a stage, I called my lecturer. Someone make a call on my behalf that what is causing the delay on my results. What they could make emphasis on was because I was unable to submit my master's, my project on time, which was quite different from what is on cessation of grant. But what I detect was that make me regret and which I'm working on is there's not how the boss or your lecturer or person at the top may be. Try to have a one-on-one conversation time to time and do not expect more from people. Because the more you expect more from them, the more you regret. Just do your own and make your move in life.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I like that you mentioned expectation. Sometimes we expect so much, have high expectations of ourselves and of others. And sometimes if they don't meet those expectations, we feel, oh, they don't care or whatever. But try to understand that people have their own things to think about. While you're expecting them to be this or be that for you, remember that they have their lives and they are thinking about themselves first. So having too much expectations also comes with lots of regrets. But then we would always try to expect so much from ourselves, but I'm not getting to a point where we can't breathe, we can make mistakes. We don't want to appear like a failure. We don't want to appear vulnerable to people. It doesn't work that way. Okay. All right. More people, please. Let's all share. Anything coming to mind? Anything you want to share? Go ahead.
Good morning, Madam
Good
Flora.
morning, ma'am.
Morning, house. Thank you so much to Mr. Rabiu for sharing that. I don't know if anybody has spoken about health, doing things that, you will affect your health later. I believe the topic is about not living a life of regret, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So when we are young and, we are sprightly, everybody thinks, oh, I'm okay. I've never visited hospital. It's very common in Nigeria for people to brag. I've never been to hospital for the past 5 years. It's so wrong. You don't wait until you are sick before you go to hospital. You should have a medical done every year. So bragging that I've never been to hospital for the past 5 years, it's not good. It's not news and it's not bragging. Another thing we don't think about is exercise. You think, oh, I don't have time. I'm busy. When will I exercise? I exercise enough at work. I go up and down. I don't rest. I come home late. It's not the same as enjoying fresh air as Mr. Tunde is enjoying this morning, because I can see him walking, casually along, enjoying the fresh air of God. So one regret I have is that in school, in university, I was a sportswoman. I did squash, I did badminton, and I shared my time between my class, my sports, and I did have a good enough social life. But when the children bearing age and the world of work came, it's like I buried myself into my work as an entrepreneur. My going for exercise suffered, many days, months. I did not play squash again. I will never find time. And I think that right now I am casting my mind back and realizing that a lot of health conditions that could have been avoided, just gaining weight. And you know what weight does? Once you gain weight, it will be like it's opening the door for things like arthritis, things like, because they'll say, oh, obesity is like a pathway for you to even have challenges with heart disease, with blood pressure, with or arthritis, and so many things. So that we don't live a life of regrets, I want to assure us all, exercise is better than medicine.
Mm.
At the time Everybody knew this Enron, Bank of America was crashing. Do we all remember? Like 2008, 2009. You know, a lot of things were happening in the whole world, and there was this meltdown in America. We thought, it will never get here. That's how it affected Nigerian stock market. Just before then, I had just saved a little bit of money in stock market to say, whenever they're asking for collateral, I never have collateral. Let me have shares in my company name so that when I need collateral, I'll have it. As the share price in the stock market was going down, my blood pressure was going up. I now decided that, okay, let me get a personal trainer. I decided to exercise twice a week. And after about 3 months, unfortunately, I tripped on the staircase, broke my leg, got to hospital, and they asked me, what do you want, good news or bad news? I said, give me the good news. They said, your BP came down from 140/90 to 120/70. Very, very good. And the bad news was that I was out of circulation for 2 weeks because I had POP. So another thing is that don't worry too much, because when you worry and all that, your BP just goes up. So I would say that one thing I regret is about health, and the way to overcome it is be conscious right now, eat fruits, vegetable, exercise, all the things they say we shouldn't do, low salt diet, avoiding too much sugary foods, avoiding too much pastry. You can have a treat once in a while, but don't binge and comfort yourself. Go to parties, they will serve asaro, you take it, that's yam pottage, then you ask for amala on top, you know. I never do it. Some people go to parties and eat 2, 3 plates of food. So all those things will cause us to live a life of regret. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Health is wealth. In fact, we can't overemphasize on you living a better life, eating well, exercising. I learned that the hard way. The hard way. When I mean the hard way, I learned that the hard way. So if you want to live healthy, please start now. It's never late to start. You can start now, change your lifestyle, change your eating habits. Fast. These days, there are lots of people promoting intermittent fasting and even going on 3 days, 2 to 3 days without food. There's something they call autophagy. You know, when you don't eat for a while, the body eats off the dead cells because they need energy. So instead of affecting your good cells, they eat off the dead cells, and it helps you renew your body, your strength, your immune system. So if you can start fasting, it's not difficult. Some people say it's difficult, but for me, it's not difficult. I do more than 3 days, no food, just water, just to replenish the body. So I did one last month. I usually do it once a month before, but then I stopped. But I started last month again. So this month I'm also going to do it from the 10th to the 12th, maybe 9th to the 12th or something like that, just to make sure that it rhymes with 1 hour, 1 month from the last one. So once every month, just stay without eating. It helps your body system replenish. You know, all the dead cells will die off, and then you will sweat it out, or to go out through excretion, and then you would regain new strength, because science tells us that the cells in our body die often and they replenish. But when you don't eat, you are giving it more room, because there is no sugar entering your body, so they are not getting more energy. So please, let's try. We can't beat God to some of these things, but He has given us nature. We are the ones that decided to, either fry our nature, or smoke our nature. But He has given us raw things to eat, consume, and be well. So try as much as possible to eat things in their raw state, vegetables, fruits, instead of just everything you have to cook, you have to boil, you have to do all that. So life is good when you know you can take care of yourself. When you are hungry, it doesn't mean you're going to die. When you are hungry, means that you're helping your body to stay alive. So don't eat 3 times a day. Anybody that says, in fact, there is one man abroad now who is advocate and like trying to change that narrative of you're going to eat 3 times a day. He said that before now, in the olden days, people don't eat, and that's why our forefathers, they live longer, because they travel miles a day without food. They just drink water for strength. But now somebody came and told us we must eat 3 times a week, 3 times a day, and we are consuming food like I don't even know what to call it. We don't need to eat like that. We are not goods that keep chewing things every minute. We need to eat at least, maybe eat once or mostly 2 times in a day and not 3. But if you can do once a day, good for your health. It builds energy. Somebody is asking me, please, do you mean staying without eating anything at all except water, like what they call dry fasting? Yes, sir. You can do it for 3 days. It helps you. You will not die, trust me. You'll be fine. And it's not that you say you're not going to eat and then you go and lie down in your bed. Your life continues. Nobody will even know except you tell them. For me, I still go to class, I still teach, I still do my exercises. It doesn't stop me from doing everything, even without food. So it's in the mind first, and then the body would help you to achieve that. So please don't regret your life. Don't wait till you fall sick before you start regretting, oh, I keep eating this, I keep eating that. Try as much as possible to do what you need to do. In fact, when Mrs. Fire said something about going to the hospital, I don't think I've been to the hospital this year, and that's not good. I'll think that, oh, I'm fine, but it's not good. I need to go for checkup. So thanks for that. Okay, everyone, we still have, okay, we don't have time again. We need to get to our book review, but as much as possible, please don't live a life that you're going to regret. God just said, food na my peace of mind. That's what you are telling yourself. That's what you are telling yourself. You can actually do without food. Yeah, 3 days. Yes, 3 days without food. Go and browse it. You'll see all the advantages, medicinal value, helping you stay healthy. And also, last thing I would say, there's something called grounding. I don't know how many of us have heard about grounding. Not wearing shoes and going for like taking a mile or so, walking on grass or sand. Or even small pebbles of stones, like all those small pebbles, small tiny stones that will penetrate right under your foot. It's good. There is one doctor, I think in Kenya, that advocates for that. He has healed loads of people just grounding, no matter the kind of illness, because there is this energy. There is this energy that comes, so the body is, or the foot has this energy, and it connects the nerves of, I don't even know how he explains it, but it connects to your brain and other parts of your body. So when you walk, it helps you. And Oyibo, they are now advocating for that as well. Initially, they gave us shoe. Now they are asking us to go. Our forefathers did not wear shoe, and they lived long. Oh God! You see, I don't like, because of the way I see Western culture and African philosophy and all. I don't like comparing. Before somebody will say, but everything that the Western took from us, They are now coming back to give it to us. First of all, they took away the fact that we don't wear our clothes. We wear barefoot. We travel long distance. We lived healthy. We eat fruits. They brought fridge. They brought gas. They brought everything. They brought slippers, clothes, everything. Now the same slippers, they are now advocating through research that we should stay like 2 days in a week. We go without our slippers because it helps us ground. Well, let me not say anything. It's well. But please, if you want to live long, go and visit our grandparents back home. Go back to nature. Visit nature. There's somewhere I love so much in this country. Somewhere I love so much. If I have my way, I'll be going there often. Is IITA, Ibadan. Somebody wants to take me out. Please take me to that place. That place gives me peace, as in the environment, the nature, the lake, everything about that place gives you life. Everything about that place gives you life. So anybody that wants to take me out, please. IITA Ibadan. That's where I need to be for at least 1 week retreat. No move. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here, but don't regret anything. You can always make amends. Remember to begin again. All right. Thanks. Is it me that she's asking? Can we have the full address of the location? Is it the IITA? That's the Institute of whatever agriculture. Yes.
It's Institute of Tropical Agriculture.
Yes.
And you can easily Google it. It's along Ojo Road or so.
Yes. Institute of Tropical. Yes, that's it.
IIT.
International Institute of, yes, something
Tropical
like that. Yes, tropical agriculture. A beautiful place to be. Ah, God. I love that. When I go there, I jog. Like I will jog round, run, go to the lake, wow, beautiful. Anyway, let me not take time for our book review. Korena, over to you, please.
Okay, good morning, ma. Good morning. I'm the one in charge of the book review today.
Okay, until Onyinye. Right.
Okay, so Onyinye Nachuku, Onyinyechi, almost the same thing. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody in Character Room.
Good morning.
I want to say thank you first for this opportunity. Character Room is amazing. It's just been how many days, weeks that I joined, but I've learned a lot. Thank you, Mrs. Ruth, for introducing me to Character Room. Thank you, Book Club, for this opportunity. I do not take it for granted.
So you cannot greet me, Abi? You cannot greet me?
Yes, my daddy, I was waiting for you to say something. My daddy, good morning, sir. I greet you especially. My body
You are
on
greeting me without kneeling down. You are greeting me without kneeling down. You are forgetting that your video is on. I can see you.
Okay, so the book that we are reading is The Power of Character and Leadership by Dr. Miles. So I want to know, where are we? Most of us, you can just put in the comment section the page that you are, the chapter rather. What chapter are we? The month is already coming to an end. The month is ending on Sunday. Sunday, a bit tomorrow, right? So you cannot put it on the message, what chapter are we, so that we continue. We have less than 30 minutes to spend on this place. I'm not seeing any. Can we hear me? Or is it that I'm not loud?
You are audible. You are audible. You are audible. We can hear you.
My father said she's still in chapter 2. Oh, Ewelekele, Jesus Christ. Okay, you but gone far with the YouTube. Okay. Okay, man. All right. My Flora, are you laughing? Okay. Okay, so today we'll be talking about we're going through chapter 8, 9, and 10. So we'll see how we can just rush through them and still be effective with them. So chapter 8 talks about the power of principles. If you've gotten to chapter 8, that particular chapter is talking about principles, how that every day a leader should walk and follow according to the laid down principle that he or she has. What he or she has done, My father said, I will do fire brigade though. You want to be my accountability partner. So Dr. Miles mentioned that every leader must abide by his or her principle. So as a leader, as a young person, if you don't have certain principles for yourself, it will be so hard because people will toast you left, right, and center, and you wouldn't know how to make certain decisions for yourself. You wouldn't know how to come about certain things. So it is important that we make principle. Even I love how that he made emphasis on God's creation when God created man. Okay, Mr. Nesco says he's in chapter 8. O'Shea, our boss of book club, we hail you, sir. You're doing well. So I love how he made how he drew his excerpts from the Bible when God created man and God gave man a manuscript on how to run life, on how to go about certain things. If God had not given man things to go about and how to live life, trust me, the world will be a place of chaos. Even with the principle and the laws that God has given to us, so many people are still finding it difficult to abide by those rules. So now the writer is saying that as a person, you must have certain principles that will guide you. Now, principles are precepts or laws that governs a person's lifestyle on earth. So do you have a standard that governs your lifestyle, or do you just want to live your life anyhow? So my first question is, as a person, do you have laid down principles that has helped you not to compromise what you stood for? Because a lot of things are happening now in the country and the world at large. And I know that in our offices, in our place of work, our school, churches, and all of that, we have so many persons that always want to make us talk. So what are the principles that you have laid down for yourself that has helped you not to compromise? That has helped you not to compromise in life? So you can share with us just one. That one principle that you have as an individual that has made you not to compromise in life. I don't know if anybody has something to share. Okay, Maflora said excellence. Okay. Yes, excellence is, I know of excellence when I was learning how to create content, because I'm a content creator, I write for people. My coach will always say, Onyechi, it has to be excellent. If it is not excellent, then we are not doing it. So after writing a particular thing, she would tell me to go back and rewrite it and say, no, it has to be excellent. You need to go back and write it. There are certain errors. You need to know when to punctuate your work. You need to know your eye, this particular eyes, you didn't dot it. She would look for so many errors in that particular place and tell me that it has to be made of excellence. And if you are submitting a particular script to her, if you are submitting a particular project, it has to be nothing but top notch. And seeing someone like Maflora, I know that her own will be, it has to be excellent or nothing. If it's not perfect, no, you are not going to do that with her because she's already a fine lady. and the DP on her picture says that she's always smiling. So is there anybody that wants to share, any other person, that one principle that has helped you in life not to compromise? That's one principle that has helped you in life not to compromise. Okay, let's go further. So there is one thing the writer said. He said, the only way to solve lawlessness is to restore character. The writer said, the only way to solve lawlessness is to restore character. Please, I want everybody to talk. In a country like Nigeria, a very beautiful and amazing country where our leaders' heads are calm, our president is a nice man and a fine person. How do we achieve this with the current situation on ground? We know of the bandits, of insecurity, people traveling even a short distance and hear that they are being kidnapped. So how do we restore the character of our country so that we don't go about all these lawless things? It's a cry for me, because I watch it online and I see people now, they no longer use gun again. You see people using this pipe. That's so painful, to torture their fellow human beings. So painful and all of that. Yeah, people kidnapping, and they tell you that the season is coming, they want to do this, they want to do that. And here is Dr. Mai saying that in a country like this, that it is only character that can solve our problem. So you as an individual, what do you think should happen? What do you think we should do in this country with all the situation on ground to help us maintain that lawful act or lawful state of the country, where we don't get to be running helter scatter, don't get to be moving from one place to another with fear? Anybody?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Where do we even start from? Because I don't know. It's this whole, whether it's insecurity or unethical practice or corruption, whatever it is, that's eating deep into the roots on the foundation of this country. So where we need to start from, I don't know really. But for me, what we are doing here is one way. We reach out to one person, another person will reach out to another person will reach out to another. But we need to also find a way to reach out to our children. I see them every day, every time I'm in class, and I worry, really, really worry about what will become of our generation, of the next generation. I don't blame them fully, because they are the product of who we are. They are the product of us, the adults. There are lots of things I hear and I worry. But we need to start somewhere, start with ourselves. We need to reach out to these younger ones. They don't need to like us. Sometimes I don't know, I know they don't like me, because I'll get you to do the right thing. But I've already told them I'm not here for you to like. That lots of people like me already. I'm trying to reduce the number of people who likes me. But the thing is that we need to learn how to do things well. It's a tough one. But for me, I think starting from where we are here in Character Room, reaching out to other people. One of the things that we've said here is take the knowledge that we gather here, no matter what it is, and reach out to other people, build platforms where you could also be speaking and talking to people about living a life of character. And then we need to reach out to people. We need to reach out to the younger ones, because they're the future of tomorrow, just like we hear every time. The children, the youth are the future of tomorrow. If we leave them hanging, there's nothing. It's difficult for me where I am, because as much as I want to teach ethics or train on character, people are not willing to pay for it. People are not willing. So it's either I do it free or they're not interested. But when it comes to other trainings, like sales, marketing, and all that. Organizations pay for it. And we are seeing effects of it even in the country. Our focus is that the real thing that we should be focusing on. But I'm praying, I'm hoping that we will get there someday. That's my prayer.
It's okay. Saturday. Saturday, you can go ahead, sir.
Sunday, you can go ahead, sir.
Unfortunately, this subject of this course is actually very, very worrisome. Usually, when people talk about the problem of Gen Z, I was on TBC sometimes ago, and a question was asked around that. But just like Madam Flora said, I queue behind her. The problem of Gen Z is actually handed over to them. It is so bad that almost everywhere this problem is, whether in religious places, in the public places. But where do we start, or how do we do it? We started there. My friends with whom we drive to school, they have known me. They will, once they leave the express, they want to unbelt. I tell them that no, you must always use your seat belt. Once they drink pure water, they want to drop the sachet. I picked it, I said, no, we cannot do that. And where I am, and just like she's saying, since I've been on this campus, is Obafemi, is Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ibogun campus. And since I've been there, I've been thinking, oh, what can I begin to do in this place? Because there are loads of young people there. So what is important is wherever we are, as an apostle of introspection, wherever we are, that we should just ensure that we are really apostles of character champions in our families, in our offices, in the public place. Change is never sudden, it will have to be gradual. But we must not be people who are only who only run commentaries. For me, the reason things are in this part of the world is that nobody wants to take responsibility. And the other thing that we need to begin to correct is the fact that life is not all about shiny things. The parameter to measure success is not all about material things. And I think this is something that we need to drum into the ears of both the young and the old. It's a very long journey, but then they say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. So I should start where I am. You should start where you are. And the little that you can do would make a whole lot of difference in the future. Let me stop there.
Thank you very much, sir. We should start from where we are. Okay, Ma Olubumi, this is the second person that raised up.
Thank you so much. I'll just queue behind what the people before me have said. It's really about doing the best you can where you are. We often don't realize how effective we can be, how powerful our efforts can be, both in the short run and in the long run. There's this quote I've been trying to remember. It has to do with a mosquito, and how when you think that you're not effective or you're not powerful enough, just think about what one mosquito can do in the room. So I had an experience last week Sunday that I'd like to share with us. I'm a teacher in the teens church, and I realized that the teenagers are super creative. Also they're mature, able to coordinate themselves well. However, indiscipline has started to creep in. People think it's okay to sit with their friends and gist, or maybe play with their phones and things like that. So I wasn't happy about it. I really wanted to do something different, because, like the Bible says, these things do ye without neglecting the other. So I wanted to help them to become a little more disciplined. But I was also concerned about not not making them so uncomfortable that they even reject the gospel altogether. So, how do I find that balance between insisting this is what is allowed here, this is what is not allowed, and getting them to not become rebellious and say, okay, you know what, I don't even want to listen to anything that you have to say. So there was one of them who was using his phone in class, and I simply went to him and I requested the phone from him. And then at the end of the class, now I had warned them a few weeks before, but maybe he wasn't in church on that day. But at the end of the class, I said to him, what's your favorite Bible verse? And he just arbitrarily said the Bible verse that corresponded with his name, the Bible book that corresponded with his name. And then I said, okay, what chapter of this book, what verse of this book? And then he said it. He didn't even know what was there himself. So I said to him, you're going to write it out 100 times. And of course, he wasn't happy about it. He tried to speak to other people to come and appeal on his behalf. But, the same thing had happened the week before, and the other person did it. So I felt, see, you just have to be consistent. You have to insist. You really need to help this person to understand that this is not permitted here. If I were to shout or to beat the person and all that, it could be an issue, but give him something to do that will be an indelible reminder about what is not allowed within our class, which is what I did. So of course he wasn't happy about it. And I had to wait 2 extra hours in church for him to get through with the assignment. Now, when he was done, he came to me and he said, I really need to understand, do you hate me? What is it that made you insist on this? Is it that you just singled me out? In fact, I didn't even want to come to church today. I just managed to come eventually. And then I now get to church and this is happening, blah, blah, blah. So I told him to take a seat. And I explained to him, I said, see, you are actually the one punishing me, because here I am 2 hours after waiting for you to get through with your punishment, in quotes. Remember that I didn't choose the verse. If you had said to me, my best Bible verse is John 11:35, Jesus wept, that is what you would have written. But you chose something arbitrarily. It was you, it wasn't me. And then I said to him, all I'm really trying to do is to ensure that discipline is reintroduced into every other thing that we get right. So you tell me, do you have a more effective way to address it? And he was like, oh, actually, no, I don't. And, at the end of the conversation, he felt validated. He felt like I wasn't out to punish him. I really was trying to effect a change. I'm even asking his help to know how to do it better. And I've said to him, he is now going to be the one in charge of maintaining discipline in the class, ensuring that people do what they need to do. Otherwise, he's going to supervise whatever punishment he decides they should get. So long story, but what I'm really trying to point out is we may not realize how effective we can be on our own. It seems like just me out of 300 million people in Nigeria. But the truth is that if you keep at it, with time, people will adjust. When people know that they cannot get away with a thing, they are likely to make the necessary changes. So please be bold enough to speak to the people around you. Point out what it is they are doing wrong, as nicely as possible, but firmly still. Point out what it is and insist that they do it right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ma. It always starts with us. So thank you so much, Ma Lubumi. Okay. Is it Mr. Emmanuel and sorry, let me check. Mr. Emmanuel, right? Mr. Emmanuel and Mr. Is it Rely? I'm saying Rely. Who
That's
came
Me,
first?
Fire.
Mrs.
My hand
Fire.
was up
Okay,
too.
okay, ma. Then yes,
May
you
I
came
go
first before
quickly?
Mr. So you guys go first.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
just
Let me
left
make
now.
it brief. Just to say that I had a humbling leadership experience yesterday, and I would like to assure Flora that we need to be able to show corporates that character training, leadership training, etiquette, and all the things we talk about here, they bring desirable results even to the bottom line. So yesterday I was to chair a committee for one of the national, economic groups, very well known, established group, just a small committee that I was chairing. and the admin just refused to start the meeting. Everybody was dropping on the WhatsApp. What's happening? This is my screenshot. I'm in the waiting room. I can't do this. At first, I had said, I'm in the waiting room. Then I now realized that, you are a leader. You cannot be joining people to say you are in the waiting room. So I quickly tried to contact the girl. When she was not responding quickly, I contacted another person and they said, oh, she may just be having challenges that we should be patient. Immediately, she resolved it and that room was open. I just changed my tone and said, oh, on behalf of the team, would like to apologize. I did not even allow the girl to start stuttering and explaining herself because they were just calling her name on the platform. So I said, oh, on behalf of the team, we're sorry we had some few challenges. It has been resolved now. We have a shorter time. Please, let's go on with the meeting. And then I called her name and said, oh, hi, I'm glad you are here. Can you please quickly share the agenda? I said, yes, ma'am. And she now quickly shared the agenda and we started the meeting. At the end of the meeting, come and see how this girl was doubling on WhatsApp. Madam, thank you very much for saving me, for your understanding. For this, I said, oh, don't worry. Stuff happens to everybody sometimes. I was just smiling in myself. I said, me that I was joining them to say, I'm in the waiting room at first too. Then I remembered, you are a leader. You cannot expose people and you cannot behave like this. So I quickly retraced my step. You would not believe that even as at 9:10, somebody else still sent me a message and said, thank you for leading us so graciously. Hey, and I looked at myself. And I'm not always this gracious. So it seems as if this graciousness, now I have to learn it as a culture. So whenever you want to fly off the handle, just remember character room. All we have learned. And to say, instead of being angry, can I turn this around and be like the lady who just sat somebody down to be explaining discipline rather than scream and shout? Can we do it another way? That is my contribution. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, ma. Ma Flora, do you have anything to say? You might.
No. So let's go ahead.
I just learned something new. I have to be different. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, Sir Emmanuel. Sir, today is that an old hand? Or Sir Emmanuel, you can continue. Please make
Okay,
it
good morning once again. So, in terms of what we can do to help the coming generation, the generation, and what they are about, something, my quiet time this week, something that came to my mind is presently I'm running my postgraduate, and in the school where I'm doing that is a private university, and the way the student, especially the undergraduate student, the way they are being pampered and all that, with all the comfort and everything, the statistics still show that the students are not doing well academically. And when I started, okay, for me as an adult, I'm doing my postgraduate, so it's not a problem. But then along the line, four of my students got into the school fresh year, and of my former student, they got into the school fresh year and all that. And I know these students very well. I was with them for close to four years, and I could practically say this is how they will behave and all that. And when knowing the kind of school they were coming from, secondary school, they were also pampered and everything. And I saw them at Babcock. Initially, I didn't think much of it and all that. And I just say, okay. They are here. God will help them and all that. But during my quiet time this week, and something just whispered to me and said, do you think you meeting them at this place at this time is an accident? There are about 5 of them. I think they will need your guidance for the duration of time you will be in this place, at least if nothing, just to help them out for their fresh year and all that. And I started thinking, what can I do to help these children? What can I do to help them to weather the storm? Because looking at them, they are almost clueless as to what university life is, even though it's a private institution nutrition and all that. They just seem so clueless, like, okay, everything has been provided, just like where they are coming from. There's no real life experience. The academic is there and all that, but real life experience, they still will not be able to experience it and all that. And I just flashback, having a flashback of how it was for me. Though I went to a public university, then how it was for me at their age, getting into the university, not having a clue of what to expect, how to act, where to go and all that. And the truth is, this generation, this Gen Z generation, they need guidance. In fact, is when I met them, I didn't even know they were in school. They saw me from far and they started shouting, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Emmanuel. And they started introducing me to their friend. This is our teacher. This is one of the best teachers that have taught us. And I was just like, wow, you people are here. But then I still saw that uncertainty with them, that they are not ready, even though they're there and all that. And I was just telling myself, what can I do to help them at that point? And I've been trying to just put them, bring them together and see what we can do, what I can do for them. I'm just trying to say, okay, God, just show me the direction where I can lead. Because in as much as I want to be there, I also do not want to be to impose on them to just be like the mother hen, but I also want them to be able to make life decisions on their own, but just to be as a guide for the period of time I'll be there. So I think this generation need a lot of guidance. And the truth is, parenting at this age, we just do provision for, because one of them, I look at her WhatsApp status and all that she posts, I just understand that she need that guidance. That relationship at home is not there, and she just needs someone she can just pour out to. I just pray God gives me the wisdom to lead this, to come up with something I can do for them. That's just what I want to say.
Onyechi, are you there? Onyechi, okay. I don't know if she's here, but thanks everyone for sharing. Lots of things. Sometimes it's overwhelming, and I know the way I'm so passionate about this whole character thing is beginning to change my name. One of my students said, seems that everything you teach, you have to talk about character ethics. I said, yes, that's who I am. So manage me. And so right about us talking about this whole thing, every time I keep thinking, what can we do better? How can we get organizations? How can we get people to see the need for us to, doesn't make you an angel. There are days, in fact, there's one I did last week that I didn't even like my behavior, but I had to go back to say, okay, I didn't do this well, but you can do better. So it doesn't make you a perfect person. It makes you like consciously reflect and think through your action. Days that you scream, days that you're not excited about your behavior, you are saying, okay, I will do better. But you know, knowledge is first. Where do we start knowledge? Do we know? How can we convince people that character helps us to become a person of greatness? Anyway,
Hello, ma.
Back to you. Oninechi, you were out of space before.
I was there. My phone is overheating, so it's taking me out. That's why.
The phone is saying it's time to change me.
Amen. Yeah, it's overheating. Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Emmanuel. Honestly, these children needs guidance because of we don't have time. I would have shared so many things and that I've heard from young ones. It's somehow. So how many minutes do I have left? There's no time, right?
No.
Ma Flora.
No time.
Okay, so I will
Flora, read my comment. Oh, Flora, read my comment, please.
Okay, I will just go through the chapter.
I've read the comment and I've even copied it to my WhatsApp. So we'll talk about it later.
Okay. So let me just run through. So the chapter 9 talks about the concept of character. Is very, that particular chapter is very important. I like it because it talks about our personal character as individuals. How that no matter what happens, no matter what life brings to our face, we should not compromise. We should not say, it was because of this thing that I'm taking this certain decision. We should remain on that particular place that we are, as long as it is good, it is talking about the right thing. You don't have to change who you are because of a certain situation that you're not doing bad, you're not doing evil. Because one thing I'm sure of is that one day someone from this character room will rule Nigeria, and this, because of the character that Maflora and these people and everyone has embedded inside of us, we will not make evil decisions that we bring down the country. Then the last one, chapter 10, as we round up, is about your character. The writer talked about the blacksmith of the Romans, where they have to ensure that each sword they do, it cannot break. In fact, why they are doing the sword, they will have to write their names on that sword. So if it breaks, they will come back and they will kill you immediately, that you did not go through the process of the sword very well. And it shows us how that as they are making the sword, they put it into the fire, bring it out, check for black spot, they hammer on it until the black spot is being cleared. That's how character is. Every day of our life, we see things that will challenge us, we see things that will test us. We saying about a thing is different from being in the situation of that particular thing. We can say, oh, if someone slaps me, I won't slap, I won't do anything, until you are in that situation where the person actually slaps you. So the writer brings to us that every day we will meet people that will test our character, and those processes helps us to be better versions of ourselves. Because when people test us, we now know that, okay, we've gained mastery in patience, we've gained mastery in not acting in a stupid way, we've gained mastery in not coming out full and saying our mind like that. So I want us to know that as each day goes by, people will always test our character, but it is important that we don't compromise, we don't shake. Instead, we should be the ones that will be role models, that when people say, they'll be like, that particular person is like this, and the person does not compromise and all of that. Thank you so much, book club, for this opportunity of speaking. It is my first time of handling a session in this place. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and you did well. Well done. Small, and we are becoming champions, right? Thanks so much. I think that is where we are going to call it a day. We are not going to disturb your weekend, so please enjoy. If there's any thing you missed out during the week, we're going to share the YouTube links tomorrow so that you can go back and listen. We are all here to learn. We learn, we grow, and we find a way to build a character-driven life. I don't know how we are going to do it, but I know that there is always a way out there. Thanks, everyone, and have a good day.
Thanks,
Bye.
Flora. Well
You
done,
are.
me. Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.